Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you how to make my clean and delicious cornbread stuffing. Now the cornbread that I'm going to be using as the base of this recipe is the cornbread recipe I shared with you all last week. A lot of you asked me if that recipe could be made gluten-free, and the answer is absolutely yes. It would be very easy. All you would have to do is swap out the whole wheat pastry flour with some oat flour. I'm gonna leave a link to that recipe down in the description box below so you guys can easily access that. But if you have another cornbread recipe that you're really excited about or that you love, you could also use that as the base for this stuffing recipe. So I'm gonna start by greasing a 9x9 baking dish with a little bit of butter. You could also do this with some coconut oil or some olive oil, depending on what you have or what you prefer. And in this pan here is my cornbread. Now, I made this cornbread yesterday morning, so it's been sitting out all day yesterday and most of the day today. And I do that because you want the cornbread to dry out a little. You want it to be a little bit stale when you're making a stuffing. This way it doesn't get too mushy. But if you had to make the cornbread the same day you were making the stuffing, totally fine. All you would want to do is cut your cornbread into about 1-inch cubes, which we're going to do for the stuffing anyway. Lay it out on a rimmed baking sheet and then pop it into a 300-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes, and that will help to dry it out a bit. So if you need to do it the same day, no problem. So over at the stove, I've got a nice large nonstick skillet heating up over a medium-high heat, and to that I'm adding 2 tablespoons of pastured butter. Again, if you prefer coconut oil, you could do that. Olive oil would certainly work. I just really like the flavor of butter with stuffing at the holidays. Once that butter has melted down, I'm gonna add in 1 chopped onion, which is about 2 cups of chopped onion, 1 cup of chopped celery, which is about 3 stalks of celery, and then a couple cloves of chopped garlic. I'll give that a pinch of salt over the top. That's gonna help to draw the liquid out and get the veggies cooking a little bit faster. And then let that go for about 5-10 minutes. Really what we're looking for is for those onions to become translucent and for all of the veggies to become nice and tender. Next, we're gonna add some fresh herbs. So I'm doing 1 teaspoon of chopped up thyme, 2 teaspoons of chopped up sage, and then just a half a teaspoon of chopped rosemary. These are all of the herbs that I associate with Thanksgiving, and they're gonna make your house smell like a holiday. If you did not have them, or if you didn't wanna go buy a bunch of fresh herbs, you could also keep it really easy and just sub in about 1 to 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. That's gonna give you all the same flavors and all the same feels as you're gonna get from those fresh herbs. Give it 1 more hit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, mix everything together, and then I'm gonna shut the heat off and let that cool a bit. Once it's cooled down, we're going to add it to the bread. So get all of those veggies on top of the cubed cornbread, along with 1 lightly beaten egg, along with 1.5 cups of low sodium chicken broth, or you could also do a veggie broth here. And then for a little extra pop of flavor and texture, I've got a half a cup of dried up cranberries and a half a cup of chopped up walnuts. Side note, those cranberries could be chopped up apples or pears if you prefer, and the walnuts could certainly be pecans. So again, always pick the flavors that turn you on and make it work for you. Seasoning as we go, I'm gonna give this 1 more hit of kosher salt and some black pepper, and then gently stir it all together. You wanna do your best not to have all of the bread cubes breaking up, so just try to keep it nice and light and gentle. But don't worry, because whether they break up a lot or a little, it's still gonna be delicious. And then I'm just gonna gently transfer this into that prepared baking dish. Now, if you wanted to make this stuffing ahead of time, you could do everything I've showed you up till now, cover the dish, and leave it in the fridge for up to 3 days before you wanna make the stuffing. Then when you're ready to make the stuffing, we're just gonna pop this right into a 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. If the stuffing is coming right out of the refrigerator, it's gonna take an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. What you're looking for is for the kitchen to become very fragrant, for the stuffing to set through, and it should have a nice, beautiful golden brown color over the top. Personally, I like crispy edges, so I tend to leave it in on the longer side, but you can do it either way, whichever one you prefer. This smells so good. Your whole kitchen is gonna smell like Thanksgiving. Now you can serve this stuffing hot out of the oven. It's also delicious room temperature, and it's also really good cold, like if you were eating it as a leftover. You're gonna see that it is the perfect balance of sweet and savory flavors, and all of those fresh herbs make it taste like the perfect Thanksgiving. So good. That is so dang good. I love the little sweet bits of cranberry with the crunch from the walnuts, and then those savory herbs with the sweet cornbread. This is the most delicious stuffing. So as always, I'm super excited to know if you plan to make this recipe for the holidays. If you do, come on down to the comments below and please let me know. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else you know who wants to make healthy eating easy. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers. He's a speaker. A speaker. No, he's
a speaker.
A speaker. It's
I like to hear people talk.
I do like to hear people talk. I like ideas.
You get new ideas when you go to these things?
That's exactly right, Dad. Now you're getting it. You wanna come?
Yeah, I